Jim, do you feel that was the classic tale of two halves?
Yeah, you could say that. I mean, obviously, second half we had total domination and created plenty of opportunities. But we give ourselves a mountain to climb again. The amount of times in the last 10, 12 games that we've went a goal behind to have to go and chase a game, to have to try and get ourselves something from the game. It's happened far too often. And for all the plaudits that we got in the opening 17 or 18 games of the season, where I think we only conceded 7 goals, lately poor decision making has been very, very costly. And you can't go into every single game having to rely on scoring 2 and 3 goals a week to take maximum points. Now, the reaction after going the goal behind was positive. We had a couple of good chances in the first half as well. Tony's unlucky with the 1v1 with Ridgers, but in the second half we had numerous good chances to go and win the game. A little bit unlucky with some of them. Sometimes you've got to give credit to the opposition goalkeeper as well. I think he was probably man of the match on the day, which I think speaks volumes. But on other occasions, we need to do better. We need to do better with our final pass. I thought our crossing at times in the wide areas just wasn't good enough, and we're really, really frustrated, I think, after that overall performance and result.
Is poor decision making ultimately what you put these slow starts down to that you're talking about?
Well, I think the goal against is definitely a poor decision. Grimmy knows if he's going to make that decision to step in front, then he has to make sure he wins the ball, and he doesn't. And then obviously the ball comes into the box, Jack Walton gets a hand to it, and the Inverness player's first one to react. And it doesn't look as if we've got anybody there in that area challenging to get a block in, and that's something that we haven't been guilty of in the early part of the season. So we have to get back to being disciplined, being organised, making better decisions at those key moments, and and if we do that, then we'll keep more clean sheets between now and the end of the season.
How do you feel you tried to change it in the second half, because it was a visibly more energised performance?
Yeah, I mean, when you're playing against a team like Inverness, we've found it out on numerous occasions this season, especially here at Tannadice. Teams don't tend to be too open and expansive against us. They're quite happy to sit in and get 10, 11 men behind the ball, and we're expecting a similar performance from Wraith Rovers, to be honest with you, next week, where they'll sit quite deep in a low block and try and hit us on the counter-attack, and we have to come up with the solutions to break the opposition down. But we just need to get back to basics in terms of the defending, and get back to keeping clean sheets, because I always believe that we'll score. There's not been too many occasions in this campaign where we haven't been able to score, but today 20 odd attempts on goal, probably 9 or 10 of those on target. I would expect us to score more than just the one goal, and the one goal that we do score is kind of a goal out of nothing, really. A bit of brilliance and from Louis Moulton in the middle of the park. Great strength to push the Inverness midfielder off the ball, and then great awareness and execution to put the ball in the back of the net. And it's just a really disappointing afternoon for us, given that our intention was to take all 3 points.
If we just quickly go back to the first half, obviously Kevin Holt was withdrawn with an injury. Is there any update on the extent of that yet? It
doesn't look good, to be honest. So we'll have to wait and see what the scan comes back with. But if it was just a bang, Kev would have got on with it, but he just felt that he had no support, no stability in the knee, which is never a good sign.
Ross Graham, though, has shown that he can deputise with distinction, because he did it for Declan Gallagher for a couple of months.
Yeah, I've got no issues with Ross Graham coming in. He done great for the half a dozen games that he played in place of Gallagher. And doing that on the right-hand side, which is obviously not his natural side, so he's going to get the opportunity now, by the looks of it, to play on his favoured left side of the pitch, and I thought he'd done really well when he came on.
Still going to the game next week, top of the table, but that's a massive chance to put some daylight between ourselves and Wraith at such an important time of the season.
Look, I still believe we're in control of what we need to achieve. It does put a huge onus on next week's game. We have to go and try and win the game, which is how we approach every single game anyway. But yeah, I mean, the next 6 games are all cup finals. Next week is no different to the game after that and the game after that. So we just have to get over the frustration of what's happened here today, the disappointment of not being able to beat Inverness, and pick ourselves up and go again.